Hello, hello. Hi there. And there we go. So great to be here again today. Today is day 2 of the Activate Your Inner Healer 3-day challenge. Really excited about this challenge. I'm Jane Hogan, the wellness engineer, and I was a real engineer for 30 years. Rheumatoid arthritis, the pain from it had me almost disabled. And so I made a decision to figure it out, heal myself naturally. And just want to make sure, there we go. And just put that pain behind me. And I did it. I learned a lot of different things. This all happened in 2016. I learned a lot of different things over 5 years. And I really got it all put together and know now that how we feel really matters. We can turn on inner healing ourselves. Okay, so that's what I love teaching people how to do, and that's what this challenge is all about. Yesterday was day 1. If you missed yesterday, you can go back and watch the replay. And so yesterday was all about the mind, using the mind to help activate healing within. And today we're going to be using the body. And this is a very fun practice. I find it fun anyway. Of course, I find all this stuff fun. So if you have not signed up yet, you can go to go.janehoganhealth.com/innerhealer, all one word. go.janehoganhealth.com/innerhealer. You'll sign up for the challenge. You get links to the replays and links when I'm going live. And you'll also get access to the guidebook, which helps you deepen your understanding as you go through the challenge over the 3 days. So there you go. You can get that. So today we're talking about using the body. I got a page of notes. I'm trying to get through this within about 12 minutes is what I'm aiming for, so that it's not taking up a whole lot of your day, because I want you to still have time to find time to do these practices, okay? So yesterday's practice, I loved hearing about how people are finding this. Yesterday we did victory vibration with thoughts, and how people found this really made a change for them as they went through their day, especially when they remembered to do it. And that's part of the problem. They're not hard practices. They just can be hard to remember to do them. I'll give you some tips on how to make that happen. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about when we have pain or illness or something not right with our body. It's actually happens energetically first. So it happens energetically first, and then it manifests physically in our body. So it's showing a lack of energy. And what's really interesting is that what shows up physically is a reflection of our consciousness, reflection of what we're thinking. I found this really interesting. I interviewed Deborah Wayne recently, and I talked about what's going on in your subconscious mind and how can we find out. She said, it's easy to find out what's going on in your subconscious mind. Just look at your physical world, look at your physical body and what's going on in your physical world. So, that's quite interesting. So what's going on physically is a reflection of our consciousness. So what we want to think about is, if there's an area where we're feeling some kind of pain or something is not right, it's really a nudge. It's really a nudge to tell us where we need to start paying attention, okay? So it's just a little nudge that's calling us to sort this out, so that we can become the best version of ourselves that we're supposed to be. We're not meant to be held back by pain and inflammation. So and what I learned too is that this pain, this calling of pain or inflammation, this physical thing, and it could be a mental and emotional thing as well, it starts off small and it gets bigger. And it'll keep getting bigger until finally it's like, we have to pay attention. We can't ignore it anymore. So the practice we're talking about today is using the body using the body to help activate that healing. Now, we still want to be responsible. And what I mean by that is if you've got serious medical problems, then of course you're going to seek medical attention, okay? So let's not be irresponsible and ignore something that needs immediate attention. So what I'm talking about with these skills is things that you can do long term to help activate that inner healer. You may see some very quick results. You may immediately feel less pain. You may immediately feel more peaceful, and that's totally fine too. All right, so the practice we're doing today is called Don't Name It, Feel It. Don't Name It, Feel It. And this comes from the Energy Codes, Dr. Sue Morter. I'm a certified facilitator to teach the work from this book, which is astounding. If you haven't read this book already, I really suggest that you read it because it has changed my life. It really has. It's a lot of practices that I kind of learned in bits and pieces through different modalities and different people that I followed and listened to, but I really love the way it's all packaged together in there. So this one practice she calls Don't Name It, Feel It. And what this means is let's not get into naming our symptoms or even naming the diagnosis of our symptoms, because here's the thing. When we start doing that, so for example, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Now, as soon as I say rheumatoid arthritis, there's a story around that. Oh, there's no cure. Oh, it's debilitating pain that gets worse and worse. It's active. Your body is active. There's just so much story about it, right? And same with a lot of other illnesses or even any kinds of pains. You might go into like talking about a pain in your shoulder and say, well, the doctor told me there was nothing I could do. It probably would get worse over time. Or maybe it's a gut issue and maybe you were told by someone that, it's in your family, everyone's got it. Or maybe told that, IBS, for example, no cure for that. But you can see what happens that when we start naming our symptoms, naming our illness, we get into a whole story about it. And when we get into a story about it, we're stuck in our heads. We're creating stress around that. And then, as I mentioned yesterday, the mind creates the body. Then we're creating more of that same thing in our body, which we don't want to do. So what we want to do is get out of that whole story, stop naming what we're feeling, and then just get into feeling it. So don't name it, feel it. Just get into feeling it in our body. So let's just go through that right now. So I'm going to give you a little practice to do. So basically what we're going to do is get very relaxed, and then we're going to notice where we're feeling whatever it is. For you, it might be pain. It might be inflammation. It might be anxiety, like an emotional kind of pain. Whatever it is, we're gonna see where we feel it in our body. So don't name it, we're going to feel it. See where we feel it. We're going to give it some loving attention, because the beautiful thing about this is that we're getting the message on where that energy needs to start flowing in order to heal. So we're going to pay attention to that area in our body, give it some love, like hug it from the inside. We're going to imagine that we're breathing through it, because breath is like life, right? It's like energy. We're going to imagine breathing through it, and we'll just do this for a couple of minutes, and then that is the actual practice, right? That is the don't name it, feel it practice. So let's do it right now. Just wherever you are, sit comfortably, put your 2 feet on the floor, and rest your hands in your lap. Just get really comfortable. So you're totally comfortable where you are. And then just close down your beautiful eyes. Okay. Now begin to notice your breathing. Breathing in and out through your nose. Maybe lengthening out the breaths a little. Feeling fully supported by the chair and fully supported by the floor. And now, if you've been experiencing some pain, or it could be physical pain and emotional pain, wherever this is, or inflammation, or something that's concerning you, let's go to where you feel it in your body. Where do you feel it in your body? Now imagine that you could hug this spot on your body on the inside. Imagine that you are hugging it like as if it was something that needed loving attention, and you were giving it that loving attention. And if you're not sure how to do that, maybe just imagine, just squeeze the area a little bit. See if you can squeeze it from the inside and maybe touch it from the outside. And imagine now that as you breathe, you're breathing energy right through that spot. Breathing through it in one direction on the inhale, and then the breath moves through in the other direction on the exhale. And imagine that your breath, as it moves through, that's a loving energy, a loving healing energy going through it. But you don't need to actively do anything except imagine the breath moving through it. One direction on the inhale, and the other direction on the exhale. Feeling that spot, connecting to it with your loving attention. Take your last couple of breaths here now. And then gently open your eyes again. So now I hope that you feel a little bit better in that spot. And even if you don't feel anything immediately, know that you have done some good here. You've done some good because you didn't create a story around it. All you did was give it some loving attention and loving energy, and that can only be good. That can only be good. So, you're looking at the guidebook for day 2, the body. So the name of the practice today was called Don't Name It, Feel It. And it said, so when you feel stressed, where in the body do you feel the sensation? So your stress could come from physical stress or emotional stress or physical pain. So where do you feel that in your body? And is it different with different emotions even? So do you feel it differently? And then in what ways did you notice a change in the body sensations with this technique? So when you practice this technique, what changes did you notice? And it's going to be different for everybody. Your experience is your experience. And if you didn't notice anything right away, except that maybe you felt a bit more peaceful, that's okay too. It's all good. It's all good. And you can, of course, do that practice for longer than we did it. We just did a couple of minutes there. You could do it for longer, and that would be totally fine. The idea is you want to do it 3 times in the next 24 hours before we meet again. So each time you do it, you can check off one of the little boxes. And the idea is to do it 3 times. So tie it in with a habit that you do already anyway. I like to do first thing when I wake up in the morning. I like to do right before I go to sleep at night, like after I turn off the light, and then one other time during the day. So whatever works for you. Maybe you need to put like a post-it note or something like on your night table, for example, if you're going to be doing it, tying it with bedtime, just something that's going to trigger you, because it's the remembering to do it that's that is sometimes challenging for people. It's not the actual doing it, it's just taking the couple of minutes and remembering to take those couple of minutes to do the practice. Tip for today: when you feel a strong emotion, rather than, so again, the emotion of your illness, and rather than that, pay attention to where in the body you're feeling this, and then give it your loving attention. The thought for the day: the body is a communication device. How's that? Your body, this pain that you're feeling, is just a communication tool. It's a communication tool to tell you where you need to pay attention next. Okay, my friends, share a comment, or you can feel free to take a picture, and you can kind of hide some of this if you don't want people to see it. You can take a picture of your homework page, share it in the comments, either on my Facebook page, Jane Hogan Health on Facebook, or on the YouTube channel, and you'll be entered into the draw to win a free month in my Wonderful Fine Women's Wellness group. And actually that registration for that is open now until Sunday. I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. And I will see you tomorrow for day 3, our last day, which is about using the breath to help activate your inner healer. And on Friday, I'm going to have just a remote healing, a celebration. So I'm going to guide you through on Friday on a healing transmission, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll also do the draw for the grand prize there too. So I shall see you. Nice to have Laura and Lynn join me on Facebook, and whoever's watching on YouTube, thank you very much. And also I will, whoever's watching on the replay, thanks so much for watching and joining in. So I'll see you all again tomorrow, same time, same place, for day 3, using the breath. All right, take care, my friends. Bye.